Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. I am your host, Lorna, certified food freedom coach and founder of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. I've spent 10 years in an unhealthy relationship with food, binge eating, over-exercising, and feeling insecure in my body. This podcast is all about helping you get to the root of your food struggles and teaching you how to rewire your brain so you can end binge eating. If you're ready to improve your relationship with food and cultivate more self-love towards yourself and your health, this is the podcast for you. So let's get to it and jump right in. I had the absolute best time yesterday with my family, and there is a few lessons that I want to share with you guys. So yesterday for Mother's Day, I decided to go and completely surprise my mom for Mother's Day. She had absolutely no idea that I was going to go see her. We live about like an hour and a half, if there's traffic, 2 hours away. And she just thought, we weren't really going to do anything for Mother's Day because we had lunch the weekend before. And I was like, you know what? I am going to go surprise my mom. And I go and surprise my mom, and she literally like freaked out. She was like, "Lorna, is that you?" when I rang the doorbell. And anyways, I ended up going to my mom's house, or my parents' house. I celebrated my mom for Mother's Day, and I completely surprised her. And we ended up hanging out, chillaxing. We went for a walk, and we're about to make dinner. And my mom said, "Lorna, we're making pasta for dinner tonight." My mom and my sister were cooking. I kind of just stood there and watched them, to be honest. And my mom said, "We're making pasta for dinner, and we're going to put some Parmesan cheese on it. Like, are you okay with that? Like, are you cool with having Parmesan cheese?" And I was like, "Yeah, like cook it however you want to cook it. Like, it doesn't even matter. We're having pasta? Sure, absolutely." And for the first time, my mom, like literally my mom used to always be like making sure that I could have the food that she was cooking. My mom used to be so used to, "Is Lorna gonna be able to eat this? Can Lorna eat this? Oh, should I add this? Like, can Lorna eat this?" And I've been binge free for 4 years now, but my mom had to get the hang of like, she doesn't have to keep asking me if I, want XYZ food, like I have freedom. But it took her a little while for her to actually understand, because I spent 10 years of my life dieting and restricting and no, don't add this, and no, I can't eat this food. Oh no, don't make pasta, or make something separate for me. So anyways, so when my mom was like, "Oh, we're putting Parmesan cheese and we're having pasta, like, are you good with that?" It was like a no-brainer. I'm like, "Yeah, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, put whatever you want, cook the pasta however you want." And this is freedom. A few years ago, when I was struggling with my relationship with food, first of all, I wouldn't have even gone to my parents' house, because that would have meant, I don't know what we're going to be eating. I also went out for lunch with Andrew's parents. So in my head, I used to think, well, I can't go out for lunch and then go to my parents for dinner. That's going to be way too many calories. Like, I can't do that. And now it's like the most no-brainer thing. I don't think about calories. I think about fun. I think about memories. I think about my mom going to have this memory for the rest of her life. Me going to basically just surprise my mom. She's never gonna forget this. So we had pasta for dinner. My mom and my sister made this amazing pasta. It was like just pasta with roasted vegetables. They like put it in the oven. It was like a baked pasta dish, which was so freaking good. And there's no, "Oh no, I can't eat that. Make me something different. Oh no, oh my gosh, the pasta. Oh my gosh, the carbs. Oh my gosh, the cheese, the dip." There's none of that. And we were sitting down, we're having our dinner, and it's so nice to just be able to eat the same as your family, because like I said, for so many years, it was always like I needed to have a special dish, or I needed to have a lower calorie option, and then I would just binge later on. Anyways, so we were sitting down, we're all having dinner together, which was so precious. It was so nice. And my mom said to me, like, we were talking about, they also made lamb skewers. Um, and we were just kind of talking about, like, what they eat for dinner and things like that. And my mom's like, it's always variety in our house. Like, one day it's chicken, one day it's pasta, one day it's burgers, one day it's salad, one day it's, artichokes, one day it's sandwiches, one day it's always variety. And that hit me. And I said, I have a lesson to share with my clients and with all of you. My parents have no off-limit foods. They don't have, these are good foods and these are bad foods. They don't have, oh, we only eat low carb. They don't diet. They don't diet. They eat fruits, vegetables, pasta, chicken, bread, orzo, soups, plenty of vegetables. They have it all. And they feel amazing and they never need to diet. Why? Because when they're craving something sweet, they allow themselves to have something sweet. When they're wanting pasta for dinner, they'll have pasta for dinner. When they want to go out for ice cream, they'll go out for ice cream. Do they prioritize nutrient-dense meals and food, organic food, wholesome foods? Absolutely, because they care about their health. They want to have energy. They want to feel good. They want to be around for a really long time. So my parents prioritize their health. They move their body. They go to pickleball 3 times per week. They do walks in the morning. They go for bike rides. They buy organic, they eat super healthy, but they don't have to diet because they don't have off-limit foods. They can have nutrient-dense meals without feeling deprived because they're choosing to have nutrient-dense meals because it makes them feel good. It's not like I need to have the lowest calorie option. I need to have a salad at every single meal. They have vegetables, they have protein, they have organic, wholesome foods because it's what makes them feel good, not because they have to have it. They allow themselves, my parents usually, like, after lunch around like 3 o'clock, maybe 2:30, they usually have, like, my dad has an espresso and he always has like a sweet or something, whether it's like my mom will make like homemade cookies or date balls or homemade brownies or whatever it is, or maybe it's like apple pie or something like that. My dad will always have something with his espresso at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock, like it's on every single day. He doesn't binge because he allows himself to eat what he wants. He doesn't spiral out of control because it's like, I want this and I'm going to have it, and there's no guilt associated with it. So it's like he doesn't feel the need to binge because I'm having it. Same with my mom. If my mom is wanting ice cream, she'll go and have the ice cream, but she won't sit there in secret binging her face off. Why? She doesn't deprive herself. She doesn't say, oh my gosh, ice cream's so bad. She doesn't say, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be eating this. She doesn't say, oh, I'm healthy, so I can't have chocolate or I can't have ice cream. If she wants the ice cream, she's going to go and she's going to have the ice cream. And because she's allowing herself to have it, when she's craving it, there is no need to binge on it. With a healthy relationship with food, you will never, ever have to diet again. If you have a healthy relationship with food, you'll never have to diet ever again in your life. Why is it that my parents can eat all different foods? They have no off-limit foods and they don't need to diet. It's because there's moderation, there's balance, there's freedom. There's no guilt, there's no shame, there's no beating themselves up. And even for myself, it would have been really easy for me to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going for lunch with Andrew's parents and Andrew's family, and then I'm going for dinner with my family. Oh, that's probably going to be too much. But when you have a healthy relationship with food, you trust yourself. So I trust myself when I go out to a restaurant to order what I want.
When I'm at my parents' house, I trust myself to eat the amount that is going to be best for my body without having to track, weigh, or measure my food. When you have self-trust, when you have a healthy relationship with food, you don't have to weigh your food. You don't have to track your food. You don't have to be on a diet because you trust yourself to know what to eat and how much to eat. But when you don't have a healthy relationship with food, it's really easy to get into the all or nothing mentality. Like going to a restaurant or even going to a family's house. Like it would have been, a few years ago, if I went for lunch with Andrew's family and then I went to my parents' house, I probably would have been like in the all or nothing mentality of like, well, I'm going out for dinner and I'm going out for lunch and then I'm having dinner at my parents' house. Like, what sweets do my mom have? Like, this is an opportunity. Like, I'm not even going to work out. Like, I'm not even going to bother going for a walk. I'm just going to eat whatever it is. Like, mom, what sweets do you have? Like, I need to eat it all or nothing mentality because when I get back home tomorrow, the diet's going to start. And there's none of that. I knew my mom had sweets in the freezer, but we had such an amazing dinner, like an amazing pasta dinner. There was no need to have something sweet. And I was telling this to one of my clients today, and she had her birthday on Friday, and she was out with her partner all weekend, and she said, I didn't binge. She said, we had more drinks than normal, and, we had different foods. Of course, you're, away for your birthday. But I was telling her, and I said, with a healthy relationship with food, you have choice. Yeah, Carrie said the all or nothing mentality. That's me. Yes. I'm going to be talking about how to get out of the all or nothing mentality inside of my upcoming program, Master Your Mind. So if you want more details on that, Carrie, you can message me. But I was telling this client, I said, when you have a healthy relationship with food, you have choice. I could have extra drinks. I could have extra ice cream, but do I want it? When you don't have a healthy relationship with food, you feel control. It's like somebody else is making the decisions for you. I need to eat the ice cream. I need to have more sweets. I need to overindulge. It doesn't feel like you. But when you have a healthy relationship with food, you are in the driver's seat. Do I want the ice cream or do I not? And with a healthy relationship with food, you can say no to the ice cream without feeling deprived, without feeling like you're missing out, without feeling restricted, without having these strong urges afterwards. You're in control. I don't want the ice cream because you don't feel like it. Knowing you can have it tomorrow if you want, knowing you can have it the next day. With a healthy relationship with food, you could have the ice cream because there's no guilt. There's no all or nothing mentality. There's no, oh my gosh, I messed up. Shouldn't have had the ice cream. And then tomorrow you're like barely eating, you're over exercising to try to make up for how much you've eaten. So I was explaining that to my client. And also, this is why I don't get into the all or nothing mentality. This is why my parents are able to, feel so good in their body. They move their body, they go for walks, they do pickleball, they have organic foods, but they also have ice cream. And they just got back from Aruba and they ate amazing food, plenty of vegetables, but also the ice cream and the treats and the muffins. My mom was explaining when they went out for breakfast, they'll choose plenty of vegetables because they want to feel good, but they'll also go out for ice cream and they'll have a muffin with their breakfast or whatever it is. There's no rules. There's no deprivation. And for a lot of people, there's fear. If I don't have food rules, I'm going to gain 1,000,000 pounds and I'm going to spiral out of control. And I thought that too. And I was like, at the time, I was tracking my food. I was having all these crazy food rules and I was binging. So in my head, I'm like, all right, there's no way. There's no way I can have no food rules because if I'm spiraling out of control when I'm tracking my food and I have all these crazy food rules, imagine if I don't track my food. Imagine if I don't have food rules. Like I'm going to spiral even more out of control with food. And that will not happen when you do things step by step. That will not happen when you learn how to build up trust. And again, this isn't like release your food rules and just go eat junk all day long. No. The example of my parents, My parents don't have food rules, but that doesn't mean they have burgers and pizza and muffins and cake every single day. They wouldn't be feeling amazing. They don't have food rules, but they still take care of their health, and there's a difference. So when I recognized this and when I was scared to like release my food rules, I was like, wait, releasing your food rules does not mean throw your health out the trash can. Releasing your food rules doesn't mean I don't care about my health. It doesn't mean, well, you're just going to eat like shit all day long. That's not what releasing your food rules is. Releasing your food rules is going to somebody's house and being able to have a pasta dish without freaking out about the carbs, without freaking out about adding oil to your meals, without freaking out about adding the cheese, without freaking out about having a cookie if you really want one. Releasing your food rules does not mean I don't care about my health. It does not mean just eating like garbage all day long. It means freed up space in your mind. It means memories. Yesterday, I had the best time of my life. Like, we had an amazing dinner, but it wasn't even about the food. I had quality time with my family, and I was just reflecting about this, and I feel like I made more memories yesterday and the past like few years of me being binge free than I have in like the 10 years that I was dieting. Because when you're dieting, you're not present. You're not present. You cannot be present when you're dieting. You cannot be present when all you're thinking about is food. You cannot be present with your family when you're like, oh my God, when are we going to eat dinner? Oh my God, what are we even having for dinner? Oh my God, is there going to be dessert? Oh my God, what are the calories? You cannot be present. And yesterday, just being with my family and eating whatever they made and being really present. Like even my sister texted me this morning. She was like, it was so amazing, having you. Like it was such a nice surprise. And I probably wouldn't have done this a few years ago because again, it would literally be like, oh my gosh, what are we going to eat for dinner? And even, I ended up staying over at my parents' house because I live about an hour and a half from them. So I usually like to work out in the morning. And so normally I like to work out in the morning. And if I stayed at my parents' house, that would have meant like I would wake up at 6 o'clock and I would be driving home. So like I probably wouldn't do my workout. And that was the reality today. I got up at 6 a.m. I drove at 6:30 back to my house and I didn't work out this morning. Oh my gosh, did I die? No. Is it the end of the world? No. Can I work out later on if I want to? Yeah, I'm not going to because I like working out in the morning. Guess what? I can work out tomorrow. But when you have the all or nothing mentality, it's like, oh my gosh, no, I can't even stay over because I'm going to miss my workout. Oh my God, I'm going to be so off track. I'm going to lose all my progress. I choose memories over a freaking workout. I choose memories over calories. And I've done this for the past 4 years, and I cannot tell you how much happier you are going to be when you stop being so rigid and try to be so perfect with your food and your workouts and your routines. You guys know me. I love my routines. I love my workouts. I love feeling good. I love my walks. I love my organic food that I buy at the farmer's market every single week. I love feeling good. I love treating my body with respect. I love my workouts. But that does not mean beat yourself up if you miss a workout. That does not mean, oh my gosh, if you don't have something organic or if you don't have, something quote unquote healthy, oh my God, you're going to die. That does not mean, oh my God, you can't skip a workout. Imagine if I was like, I'm not going to go surprise my mom for Mother's Day because, well, I'm probably going to eat more calories and then I'm not going to be able to get my workout in the morning. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. You're not living. A few years ago, I was not living my life. I was in autopilot mode. I was selfish, to be honest, because all I cared about was the way that I looked, All I cared about was, what am I eating? All I cared about, am I going to get my workouts perfectly every single day? That is not living your life. And I started recognizing this, and I'm like, what actually matters to me? Yes, my health matters, but also making these incredible memories with my family, with my sister, with my mom, my mom, blah, 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 blah. My mom, my dad. This is what matters. This is what actually matters. Hey, Janet. And like I said, like, my family is not going to forget this day that I spent with them yesterday. And it might not seem like a lot, but to me, these memories are extremely special. And so I wanted to share this with you because when I sat down for dinner and I just see how my parents eat, you know, they have bread, they have pasta, they have fruit, but there's nothing off limits. And I want to share that with you to show you that you can have all foods without spiraling out of control. You can be a healthy person without dieting. I'm proof of that, but also my parents are proof of that. And if you don't have somebody in your life that has a healthy relationship with food, be the person that has a healthy relationship with food. Be that example. You know, in 2019, everybody that I knew was dieting. Everyone was tracking their food. Everyone was obsessed about losing weight. Everyone was wanting to change their body, fix their body, lose the weight, track their macros, spend hours in the gym. This was 2019. And I said, I am going to do things differently. I am going to choose what I know I need, prioritizing my mental health. Because for 10 years of my life, I prioritized working out, macros, being smaller, the number on the scale. And I said, I am freaking done with that. And I said, from this point on, I know I need to heal my relationship with food. I need to prioritize my mental health. And I want to be present with my family. I don't want to just be there physically and mentally be checked out. Mentally be planning how I'm going to strategize, you know, when I come home. Okay, what are my workouts going to look like? Okay, am I going to go grocery shopping? What's my diet going to look like? I was done with that. I chose to be different. So you don't have to have a good example of a healthy relationship with food in your family. Maybe you know everyone in your family is dieting and they're in diet culture. You go first. You be the example. I had nobody showing me what a healthy relationship with food looked like. Like, yeah, my parents have a good relationship with food, but on social media, everyone that I was following, I worked at a gym. Everyone was, oh my God, I need to lose weight. Oh my God, my arms. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my God, I'm tracking my macros. Oh my God, I went out for dinner. I feel so guilty. That's all I heard. And that's all I did for 10 years of my life. And I was like, but I don't want to live this life anymore. It's all I know, but I'm choosing to do something different. Everyone else is dieting, and I'm going to be the one person over here that's doing things different. Is that scary? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm like, what are people going to think about me? Are people going to think I'm lazy? Are people going to think I just let myself go? And I let that shit go because I said I'm doing this for me. I knew that I wanted to prioritize memories with my family. I didn't want to be irritable around my family. I didn't want to be snappy around my family. I didn't want to have to eat something different than my family. I didn't want to have to plan. Okay, Mom, I'm coming at 5 o'clock, and oh, can you tell me what we're eating? Oh, and what time are we eating? Oh, and what's for dessert? I need to make sure that I save up calories. I didn't want that. I wanted to be a spontaneous person because for my whole life, I was rigid, black and white. This food is good. This food is bad. This is the diet that I'm following. This is the foods I can eat. These are the foods that I can't eat. And I said, I want to be flexible. I want to eat like a normal person. And a normal person doesn't deprive themselves. A normal person doesn't get into the all or nothing mentality. A normal person doesn't fear going out for lunch or going out for dinner. And I said, I want freedom. I want to be spontaneous. I want to go with the flow. I want to be able to, on a random Sunday, drive to my parents' house, have so much freedom to eat whatever I wanted, drive home, be flexible with my workouts. Okay, I didn't work out this morning. That's okay. I'll go to yoga tonight. or whatever, I'll work out tomorrow. This is what it's all about. Freedom, balance. So when you are getting anxious about going out for lunch, or when you are feeling anxious about going out for dinner, or you're beating yourself up for eating a cookie, remind yourself, hold on a minute. What actually matters? When you couldn't get in a workout because your family popped by, or you had to go to a baptism or something like that, ask yourself, like, what actually matters? I used to be so annoyed when I would have like birthday parties and I couldn't get my workout in. Like, how selfish. And now it's like, I'm so excited for these life events because I'm living my life. I don't fear food. I don't worry what's the food's going to be there. I'm just living my life. And you get to choose that today. You get to choose today that, you know what? I actually want balance and freedom. I don't want to restrict myself. I don't want off limit foods. You can decide that today. Because in 2019, I decided. I didn't wait for something. I was like, this is what I want to do, and I'm choosing to do it. Nobody else was healing their relationship with food. In 2019, no one was talking about a healthy relationship with food. In 2019, nobody was talking about balance and freedom and making memories with your loved ones. Everyone was talking about being smaller, losing weight. Are you perfect with your macros? Did you get your protein in? Did you get your vegetables in? And I said, I'm going to be different. I am going to heal my relationship with food because I know that dieting is making me more obsessed with food. It's making me more irritable around my family, and it's making me binge more, and I don't want that. You can decide today that everything changes. You can decide today, you know what actually matters more is memories. What actually matters more is my health. And when you heal your relationship with food, you're going to be healthier. You're going to be happier. You're going to make more memories. It's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. So decide today that you are worth it, that you don't have to spend the rest of your life counting your calories, weighing your food, weighing yourself, forcing yourself to get in a workout, and beating yourself up if you don't. You get to have it all. You can have freedom with food, a healthy relationship with exercise, an amazing relationship, quality time with your family. You don't have to settle for one or the other. You get to have it all. And this is on the other side of a healthy relationship with food. So I hope you found this lesson valuable. I learned a lot from my parents. I'm so grateful that they have a healthy relationship with food and they move their body. And, yesterday we went for a walk. Like, they're just healthy. They're healthy individuals. But again, healthy doesn't mean that they don't have sweets or they beat themselves up if they don't work out one day. Like, they work out, but on Friday they went to go see my grandma. I don't know if they did a workout, but it's like, what's more important? You can still prioritize your workouts, but also prioritize your family and what's most important for you. My parents prioritize organic, wholesome foods, but that doesn't mean that they don't have ice cream or sweets. You can have it all. Who said you either need to be super healthy and restrictive, or you got to not give a shit about your health and not give a shit about your workouts and just be complacent? It doesn't have to be one or the other. That's the black or white mentality. You get to have it all. You get to have it all. And I'm living proof. And there's so many other people that are living proof. And if you don't have an example of a healthy relationship with food, be part of a community of other people who are healing their relationship with food so that you can see what's possible. So, thank you guys for listening. Go and live your freaking life. Go make memories. Your life is happening now, not tomorrow, not in a month from now. Your life is happening now. Your life is happening right now. And I choose to be so present in my life every single day. I'm always asking myself, how can I be more present? How can I make more memories with my family? How can I bring more joy into my life? You get to choose that today, right now, in this moment. So go live your life. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.